So, Shuckle. This is going to be a fun one. Now, Shuckle is an interesting one. I always like to go with an EX just to see if they have any room to play. And I must admit, this paired with one specific supporter is going to be a nightmare for people. Now, it might not necessarily be Shuckle that's the one working with this trainer card, but Shuckle is definitely an interesting one. It's a basic Pokemon, it's an EX. This Pokemon takes 20 damage less from the solid shell, and if they do be able to do the triple slap, flip 3 coins, this attack does 20 damage for each heads. You know what I'm like, I'm not a big fan of the RNG of a flip coin just now, but we are going to pair it. So let's go in and add the Shuckle in there, because this could be a very interesting deck to try out. It's going to be more of a tank if anything, and the artwork is stunning. We also have a very beautiful one coming in Mega Brave or Symphonia. One of them sets has got a Shuckle in there. But the big thing with what I'm going to pair him with is going to be an Exeggutor. Now, there is a couple of Exeggutors that you can go with, so it's always interesting to kind of get your opinion on either of them. Now, obviously with Exeggutor, we have the standard EX, which obviously has the tropical swing. Again, it's more of a flip of the heads, but it can do an 80 damage if it does get it. It's just a stage 1, but then you do have this Alolan Exeggutor. Now, this is beautiful because it's only the free energy. We only need 1 for the Shuckle, so bear that in mind. And flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. Check in the description for a personalized link, but if you're looking for Pokemon Go coins, if you're looking for pocket trades, then Eldorado TCG is the place for you. You can buy the Go Pass Deluxe, you can buy the Pass plus 10 levels, you can buy Battle Passes and even coins from 100 all the way up to 58,000. There's also items and boosted available on Pokemon Go. When it comes to Pokemon Pocket, there's Pokegold that you can buy from the site, and also items such as trade-in from any stars from 1 all the way up to 3, and potentially more in the future. Eldorado also offer money back guarantee and also 24/7 live support. If you need any further recommendations, Trustpilot have plenty of Eldorado reviews that you can scan through and just check that this site is for you. And before you check out, make sure that you use the code POKEJT before you check out for 5% off your orders, as we know for right now. Now, if we go into this deck before we reveal that beautiful supporter card, we're going to throw in the Exeggutor, or Execute to start with. Realistically, you've got a few, like obviously you can go with this if you've not got a Shuckle in your deck. It all depends on what you want to go with. I'm just going to throw this one in for the moment, and then we want obviously the 2 Exeggutors, and we're going to go for 1 of the normal EXs. It depends on which one you get first. It's good to have either. They're both very high in HP, both have good attacks, but the Alolan is going to be the fan favorite. Now, the beautiful kind of pairing that we've got with this is going to be a card called Will. Now, Will is an absolute dynamite when it comes to this, because he has added now in this Wisdom Sea and Sky deck, is that the next time you flip any number of coins for the effect of an attack, ability, or trainer card, after using this card on this turn, this first coin flip will definitely be heads. Now, that's great for Shuckle. You're guaranteed a 20 at the minimum. But if you think about that for the Exeggutor, that's a guaranteed 150. You can obviously whack 2 of them in the deck, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. So already you're kind of on that pretty decent hype, because you're guaranteed the 150. It's very hard to guarantee that on a stage 1 with 3 energies. That is just absolutely beautiful. So that is definitely going to go in the deck double times over. Naturally, you're going to go with the standards, you're going to go with the Pokeball, and then with obviously the fact that you've got grass, there's a lot to kind of go with that you can throw in here. So we go Professor's Research, that's a standard, and then pretty much from there you've got Erica that you could also throw in. You could throw 2 in if you really want. There's a lot of different abilities. There's also, if I can get this right, there is we go into Advance, a Pokemon tool that is very specific to grass. I just cannot remember the name of it, and I really should know the name of it. It is the Leaf Cape. I knew it was something. So basically with this, the grass Pokemon this card is attached to gets 30 plus HP. So even better than the Giant Cape. That is going to be absolutely perfect, meaning we get at least 150 on the Shuckle and 180 on the Alolan and 190 on the normal EX. So that's going to be beautiful in itself. So definitely want to kind of get that on board. at least double times over, giving us 3 spots to go with. Now, obviously with this, there's plenty of different options you can go with when it comes to changing it around. Like I say, Erica's going to be one of them. You could potentially go with a communication. That is just if you're kind of thinking, I've got 2 executes in there, I've got my Shuckles out, I want a chance at an Exeggutor, then obviously that's going to be a decent one that you can go with. I think it's a Pokemon communication, in fact. So that's going to be one that I would personally just go with one. I wouldn't necessarily utilize 2 spots with that. And then you've kind of got something like Iono that could be used in this, if I can get the name spelled right. You've got obviously a few that you can go with that you could change around. It's not as if these are absolutely set in stone, but there is a possibility to utilize them. Obviously with Iono, it is each player shuffles the cards in their hands and into their decks and draws that many cards. So it's kind of one of them, if you're not happy with your hand, throw it in, get yourself a new hand out. If you've already got Shuckle on the starting lineup, you've got XQ on the bench, but you need Exeggutor, it's a last deal, last shot sort of one. And then to finish, you could literally go with anything. I don't think there's too many. One that I personally really like, and it just stops people from bringing the cards back into the deck, and that is going to be our boy Cyrus. Switching one of the Pokemon's active spot to the bench if they've had damage is one of my personal favorites when it comes to it, because you do find in that scenario having Cyrus does just save everything. It's absolutely lovely. And in terms of a grass type going, it's one of the best, to be honest. I think it's a tank deck mixed in with Exeggutor, obviously, and I do think Shuckle isn't necessarily the guaranteed in this. You are predominantly looking more towards the Exeggutor with Will, more so than anything, and it does work for quite a few. If you've got any of these grass types, or any in general that requires a head and does give you that beautiful attack on at least one head flip, then it's going to be decent enough at the absolute minimum. So I would definitely recommend having a look at that at the point of it. And to be honest, oh no, you can't even use it with a Misty. That's the good point. Because it's a support card, you can't go ahead and obviously use Misty after this to get a guaranteed water energy, meaning you could throw 2 on in one turn in the first turn. But you've got quite a few that can obviously benefit from this in the near future as well. So it's one that I would recommend trying to get at the very minimum to put into your decks somewhere, because we are going to get loads of kind of head flips. And to be honest, not necessarily knowing them off the top of my head, there's probably a lot of Pokemon that do really, really benefit from this will. And I think the Shuckle deck is going to be an interesting one, to say the least. It's most definitely more of a tank deck mixed in with Exeggutor coming in and just stealing the show, especially if you do get 2 wills there. You could throw Shuckle in and he manages to get the triple heads and gets a straight away win. Likely chances, like I say, I don't really go on the RNG of just flipping, and I wouldn't necessarily use Will on Shuckle just because you're only guaranteed 1. You're not guaranteed all 3, so bear that in mind. But that's going to be the deck for today. Let me know down below if you're going to use our boy Shuckle.